reviewing Microsoft Teams, and the problem that it solves is probably the problem that it solves for everyone, which is communication, making sure that people have the tools and resources they need to communicate effectively with their teams. So I manage a team of 3, so it's really nice to be able to use Teams for my group, so that way I can always search, I can always find any of our conversations, any images, any links that we send to each other. And then to be able to also work with groups outside of my 3 folks that I manage, so that if we can set up other teams and set up other collections of people, so that way we can collaborate with one another and be more effective with the time that we have. I'd say probably my best experience with Microsoft Teams is really during the pandemic. So, there was always this element of, do we want to meet in person? Do we want to meet online? And then during pandemic, we all were forced to meet online. And that's really where I became more appreciative of what Teams is doing and all the updates and things that they're providing there, because it became fairly easy to make that transition and to jump into a meeting, to be able to record those meetings, to be able to add notes while the meeting is going on and have those things published. We use integrations with Teams, with Jira and Confluence that I think is really effective. And so I'd say that that's probably been the best experience I've had, and really grown to appreciate the Teams product. I don't know if it's necessarily a limitation as much as it is just awareness building, but if your company or your other teams associated with the people that you're working with, if they don't adopt Teams, then it really just becomes another chat tool that you could get anywhere else, to be honest. So it really becomes effective when everyone in your company or everyone with the teams that you're working with are using it, and then you tie in those integrations. And if you don't do those things, then it becomes pretty difficult. I could also see it being problematic in cases where you're not tied into the Microsoft ecosystem. So if you're using Google or something else like that, then it might not be as effective. Transparency. I would say for sure. I mean, in a lot of cases, you probably don't have a choice. And so your company has already adopted Microsoft and you're going to use Teams because it's included. But it's not such a bad thing. I think there's a lot of great things that Teams is doing. And then even in the last 2 years or 3 years, I guess, that we've been using it fully, they've already come out with a ton of new features and a ton of new updates that I think make it even more effective than what it was before. So with the integrations, with all of the other resources and things at your fingertips, I really think it becomes a pretty effective tool to communicate with your teams.